Jason අපිත් එක්ක සහභාගී වෙනවා අපේ session එකට. Hi Jason, welcome to IELTS Overseas Education YouTube channel.
Thanks so much. It's great to be here. Such a warm welcome. I've been here 12 hours.
It's our
It
pleasure.
feels like my second home.
All right. Okay. So in this podcast today, we're actually going to discuss about Waikato University because Jason is the best person to ask this question because he's the director of Global Engagement and Development
at
right?
University of
he
Waikato.
has many things to share.
Sure.
So I'll start with the first question. Jason, can you tell us a bit about Waikato University and what makes it unique for international students?
Great question. So I think it's a number of things. So it's location, it's people, and I think programs as well. So first off, the location. We're ideally located in the top of the North Island. We're about an hour and a half from the major population centre of Auckland. It's a very livable city. We are almost equidistant between the two coasts. So in terms of the location, great. It's cheaper than the major centres, and we have a campus that sits on Maori land. So we're very close to the indigenous culture, very close to the people of the Waikato. So we don't take that for granted. And the other thing is people. I mean, we're well led by a very good Vice Chancellor who's also the chairman of the Central Bank of New Zealand. So we have some influential people in some very senior positions there as well. But not only do we have great people working across the different parts of the university, but we're also committed to growing our international student base and our domestic student base as well. So there are resources and the strategy is aligned behind growing international students. And the third thing, I suppose, is every year we look to evolve our programs to meet the demands and meet the needs of international students. And so we've launched a number of programs this year, which I can go into later. And we not only that, we make sure we have the wraparound service for those students as well, because it is a feedback loop.
Right.
The feedback, coming back to new students, if they have a good experience, that's terrific. And probably the last thing is features of the programs and connection with business. So every one of our programs, undergraduate or postgraduate, has some form of work integrated learning.
That's very important.
Be that an internship, correct, or industry placement, or a high impact project, or a consultancy project. So we connect people with business as well. So I think that's a strong feature of our university.
Actually, Nayana, that's one of the main pain points of our international students, because their question is okay, I'm going to do my studies, and after that I need to have these industry connections. I need to go and work and get some experience. So by studying in a university like this, you get the opportunity to connect with industry professionals, right? And sometimes you get internship opportunities,
placements through the university itself.
Okay, right. The next question is the next question I'm going to ask is what are the top programs? So especially in Sri Lanka, we normally send a lot of students for postgraduate programs. So can you tell us what are the top programs at Waikato University?
I'm a little biased because I love focusing on the business programs. So do I want to say that the business programs feature heavily in the top 5 at the university? Yeah, probably. But to be fair, yes, business programs are very popular for students from Sri Lanka. If we focused on postgraduate study, then the master's programs, so the Master of Business and Management, which is like a non-executive MBA.
Master of Digital Business.
Master of Digital Business, Project Management, Business Analytics, and Supply Chain Management.
Since the profession is in the green list, there are huge demand for
Jason,
that.
I was actually talking about sales and marketing manager position, because I was actually talking about this position today.
Right.
Actually, when you study Master of Digital Business, that is going to add more value to that position, right? Because the world is actually digitalizing and
100%
involving with the technology.
100%. And I think that's a great program for people with an IT background or a business background. And you come and you think, even here, I mean, you're thinking about this every day. How do I apply digital technologies, cloud-based systems, etc.? How do I use those technologies to make the business go faster and better? It's not digital marketing. Some people may confuse it a little bit. That's part of it, but it's the whole spectrum of integrating systems as well. So it's a really exciting program.
Right. Okay. So, Master of Digital Business, Master of Management. What else?
Well, and I've been lucky to travel on road shows and overseas with my colleagues from psychology. There's a Master of Applied Psychology for people who have never done psychology before but want to move into that space.
Okay.
There is a master's program, 2 years, plus extra things they can do.
And that is the only program that would lead to the registration as well. Right?
There you go, and also it applies to Australia too. So very flexible. In the education field, the Masters of Teaching and Learning at the ECE, Early Childhood Education, primary and secondary as well. And probably lastly, and this is a tough one, it's one I'll mention, but it's the Master of Nursing Practice. So for people wanting to come into nursing now, it's tough. It's a great program and it's great for people moving into nursing, but the numbers are quite limited.
Yeah.
Deadline is around 1st of October every year. So, but it's available. You've got to take your chances and see if you can do that. But wonderful programs across the board. And finish up with Master of Information Technology, just to give a bit of a shout out to my technology friends. So
we get a lot of inquiries and we send a lot of students to Waikato University to study Master of Teaching and Learning. Right?
Yeah.
Education leadership.
Correct.
Right?
And also it will lead to the Master of Teaching and Learning program would lead to the teacher registration as well.
Yeah. And I mean, it's teaching. I started my career 35 years ago, believe it or not, in Japan as an English teacher. And, teaching as a background for training, for leadership, for change management, project management, wonderful training ground. So I totally recommend our programs in teaching.
Right. Okay. So what kind of scholarships and financial aids options are available for international students at Waikato?
Well, it's students' lucky day today. Because I'm here, I have the power, a lot of power, but no, I have the power to grant summary decisions on bursaries, for example. So if students have come in today with an offer, then I could easily grant, say, a $4,000 or a little bit more New Zealand dollar bursary, which is not a scholarship, it applies to the fees, which is nice to do. However, we do have some very generous scholarships available based upon your study background. So it's not just a giveaway. You need to have very good grades.
Right.
But I've sat at tables like this where I've had 4 people in front of me, all with a scholarship. So they're not a myth. They're not a thing that only 1 or 2 people get. I've been to ceremonies where 60 plus people have been scholarship recipients, from an intake. So these things are real and really add value to students. So up to $15,000 for the Vice Chancellor's excellent scholarship. So all the information's online, and your good staff can direct them to that as well.
And
our students are very lucky to be got that scholarship as
because
well.
I think the highest one that our student got is
7,500.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes a difference.
So, but
and
it's
it all
depending
depends
on the academic excellence
background,
that
the
they
GP
have.
and all. Okay.
But even to be acknowledged, probably what will last longer is the acknowledgement. The money will have an impact, but the fact you got one, that's a real achievement, actually. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And the next question is, what support services does Waikato provide to help international students?
This is could be the most important question, I suppose, but the New Zealand government requires all institutions who want to have international students or bring in international students to be signatories to a code of practice. Now, I think New Zealand was the first country to have a code of practice, so that sets minimum standards of care for everyone. So what that means is basically how well you're looking after the students from a student support perspective. So what do we have? So we have health services, medical and mental health services. We have study services. If you're in some sort of hardship, we can support you there as well. There's career advice, there's work placement advice through student job search. And from time to time, we get visited by the ambassadors and high commissioners from the embassies and high commissions around in New Zealand or from Wellington. And they want to meet students from their home country. They want to talk to them. So they're there as well to be able to provide advice too. But there's a full wraparound service for the students.
Perfect. Last question. Do you have any advice for Sri Lankan students who's actually planning to study at Waikato University? Any final advice that you want to give?
I always say this is that wherever you go, you will not make a mistake. Because I think the greatest thing, and we can agree, greatest thing you can do is to have that international experience, study overseas. I would far rather students go somewhere else and make the right decision than convince them to do otherwise. So I think as long as students are taking the time to get advice from your good selves and to discuss with their families and make sure things are lined up, they will make the right choice. And so I think the best thing you can do is to undertake this. It's a life-changing experience. Your life will change.
Yeah.
And sometimes in ways you never anticipated. So I just think take your time, get the advice, and whatever choice you make, you'll make the right decision.
I totally agree with that, because I'm also one of the examples for that, because I studied in New Zealand. My entire life changed because the experience, the exposure and everything I got, everything I learned, right? I live in my country now, but I learned a lot of things after I actually moved to New Zealand, right? Okay, thank you so much, Jason.
For attending today's podcast. Really
Kapai.
appreciate it.
We really appreciate
Well done, Kapai. That's Maori for good job. And kia ora. Kia ora.
Thank you so much, Jason. I hope you're enjoying Sri Lanka
Fantastic.
tour. Yeah.
I mean, I've only been here 12 hours and it's like you feel at home instantly. You know, it's great. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll see you in New Zealand.
You
probably
will.
next year. Right, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.